Folks, this is Dave. I'm doing a VR today for Jason, the basement card collector, who is celebrating 3 years on YouTube. I've been on YouTube for 15 months, so I'm just a newbie. So I've had a run on some cards here, and I promised that anybody who requested a card, I would give them a shout out. And those I wish to shout out are Brian at Hodges 1455, Eric at the Card Closet, Dylan, Double D Vintage Baseball Cards, Hall of Famer, Drew, Clean Cheap Shots, and Adam's Card Closet. And last time I shouted out, I think I forgot to mention three that requested cards earlier. Ed, the Angry Old Man, Chris, the Hobbyist, and Dusty at Ripping and Flipping Cards. So sorry about that, guys, but thanks for your support. And if you want cards, just email me, let me know, send me your address, and I'll send them off to you. So I didn't collect after my boyhood days in the late 50s and early 60s, but my son gave me this gift, knowing that I loved baseball cards, of this T205 gold border Fred Merkle card. First of all, it's the first slab card I've ever seen. And second of all, I started being intrigued by old cards and went on to collect other things that I'll show you here in a minute. This is my 1-minute bio on Fred Merkle. Fred Merkle was noted for a base running blunder at the end of the 1908 season that in part cost the New York Giants a chance at going to the World Series. They were playing the Chicago Cubs, and it was at the end of the game, ninth inning, 2 out. Merkle came to bat, singled, and then Al Bridwell, the next batter, came up and followed with a single, which drove in the winning run from third base. However, after the fans stormed the field, Merkle, who was on first, did not go to second base and touch second base to complete the play. In the process, Johnny Evers, fans on the field, conflicting reports of whether the ball was thrown into the stands or not, actually got a ball, touched second base, forcing out Merkle, and then got the umpire to agree with him, and it was ruled an out, and the Giants lost the game. Ended up losing the pennant to the Cubs, and he was noted for that play the rest of his life. Fred played 16 years in the major leagues, was actually a pretty good player with a 20 WAR and a 1.09 OPS plus. So these binders represent my baseball collecting history. This bottom row here are the cards that I collected as a boy. And you can see I started collecting in the mid to late 50s into the early 60s, both baseball and football cards that I've shown some of these in the past. Top row really represents what I'm collecting now. So first of all, I think I got all the Pilot's cards except for some that may be font color differences that I'm not too interested in really getting those. But you can see here I have fathers and sons cards that I've collected here, brothers cards, other cards of fathers and sons of other sports or crossover sports, mothers and sons and so forth. Some Supersonics, Mariners, and player runs, and miscellaneous cards. So I'm going to show you just briefly what's in those binders, or some of them, and then we'll go from here. So this is one of my father and son's book, and I'll just flip a couple pages here so you can see what's in here. The Bells 3 generation, the Boone 3 generation, the Hairstons 3 generation, and the Coleman 3 generation. And here's the page that I have the Averos on. They're from the local area here, not too far from where I live.
Here's a Gaudy card, and I started getting into some of these older cards, which was fun for me. The Alous, the Alomars, and just some miscellaneous fathers and son here. Don't want to really go into this too much, but you can see here that some fun stuff. Here are Dolph and Doug Camilli. And anyway, that is them. Of course, you got Griffey's in here and so forth. So here are the brother book. You can see the errands there and the Boyer cards. Just think that is, I just love seeing the Boyers there on the various generations of cards. But other than that, you can see the Allen brothers. There was 3 of them there. Armis's, Brett, and George and Ken. Anyway, just got into seeing a lot of different things, different brothers. I'm sure there's some interesting things in here that I haven't gone ahead. Mort and Walker Cooper, the Conigliaro brothers. Anyway, cool stuff. Just get into all various years. And so that is the brothers book. Let me show you just briefly then kind of miscellaneous cards of brothers and fathers and sons related. Here are Michael and Clay Thompson and Trace, father and sons, the Pettises, the Mahomes, and I love this, Michael Conforto and his mother, Olympian Tracy Ruiz, the Larry brothers, J.P. Crawford of the Mariners and his father Larry, who played in the CFL, and Tuiasosopo's. Anyway, that's kind of just miscellaneous things. Here I have the Bushes and Tiger and the Currys, Mannings, and this another one I'd like to show you is Casey Candell and his mother Helen Callaghan that played in the All-American Girls Baseball, Professional Girls Baseball League, and his aunt Marge. There's his mother again. Let me just show you some miscellaneous cards just for laughs. So I collect players, just various players that have similar last names, the same last name as me. Here's Washington Husky baseball players that played in the major leagues, going back to Hunky Shaw and Tracy Baker, and I've tried to get the others autographed where I can, and all the way down to Tim Lincecum, his autograph. And then some miscellaneous things, Negro League players and first MLB players of African descent, and then players that I watched play in Yakima, Washington, and minor leagues, and then just some star cars of today. So generally, just a bunch of miscellaneous stuff. I have other stuff I could show you, but to keep this short, let's end it there. I just want to say congrats, Jason, on 3 years in the YouTube community. That's great. Good stuff. And thanks everybody for watching. Y'all come back now. Here.